Essence.
Hi, Grace. How are
Oh,
you?
well, it's so nice to meet you officially.
Oh my gosh. This is so amazing. Oh my gosh.
Um, I just have to thank you. You have been so vocal about how much the app has helped you, and you're clearly so committed to your practice, and it just means the world to me. I just wanted you to know I've noticed, and I'm proud of you, and I'm grateful.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to meeting with me and just that love and kindness and genuine support. I love that. So thank you.
Anyway, I would just love to know more about you and how you found hypnosis and all the things because I've seen on your post the few things you've used it for, and I wonder maybe there's more.
In the beginning of first starting hypnosis, I remember I struggled in the beginning of doing it. And it wasn't until I learned the subconscious mind on such a deep level and having the understanding of the subconscious mind, I was like, okay, I am totally hooked. So then that's when I joined your app, and I have been just doing it ever since. So the biggest thing for me was the public speaking. I don't know if you remember, we had spoken before back in September, my best friend's wedding. I was the maid of honor and had to speak in front of 150 people. So I had done the public speaking audio for 3 months before. So 90 days. I do all of them for 90 days. And I just had such a beautiful experience from that because that's like literally just one of the most ultimate fears of mine. So to be able to get up there and have little to no anxiety was just really, really amazing. So it's like my favorite tool to utilize, and it's something that I do desire to become certified in um,
Yay.
to help, because I really feel like that's been the missing puzzle piece of my journey, has been the understanding of how the subconscious mind works. And so a lot of things that I was not really shifting within my internal life, I felt like it was because I didn't understand that properly. Now that I
Wow.
do, I've been able to tackle so many limiting beliefs, and I love it. So I've literally been actively doing this for about 2 years. So since December of 2021, I think I maybe have missed maybe a day or two, but I'm very committed. It's like my non-negotiables. I do it every single night before I go to bed. So
You're amazing. And I do remember us talking about you giving that speech, and I remember those gorgeous photos of you up next to the bride and groom. That's amazing. So I love that you commit to everything for 90 days because that's what I always recommend, and very few people do it. Most people, they want to fix everything all at once. So they'll listen to something for 3 days and then they'll switch to something else. And it's certainly better than not doing hypnosis, but it does, it's sort of like if you want to get somewhere and then you keep switching trains on various tracks versus if you just stay on one and you never get off,
Mhm.
you're just going to get there faster. So in your 90-day journey, is it different for each recording, or is it like, I'm just interested, is it the same for you where by 30 days you feel this much shift and by 60 days you feel this much shift, or what's that been like as it unfolds?
So for me, what I find is that that's when things come up to the surface. So the first 30 days, it's a little uncomfortable because things kind of come up. And then it's towards the end of the 90 days that I feel like, okay, I realize, I look at all that I've done. So one of the other really big wins for me has been I did the fear of success. So the entrepreneurial series, those ones, I know, I think it's like 12 weeks, and then you do one each week
Mhm.
for 7 days. So for me, I have found that I need more than the 7 days. So I actually went and did Fear of Success from that series and did it for 90 days. And from in that point, I ended up like starting a YouTube channel. I started my TikTok, and I set a challenge of being actively sharing for 30 days straight, no matter how I felt. And it's just been really, really beautiful, really amazing. But the fact that I was able to do that, and that's something I had fear around. I wasn't really into TikTok before. YouTube, I had a lot of resistance. And I think it was the whole putting myself out there. And one of the things that's been really amazing is I have experienced some negative like comments on my YouTube. And it's so beautiful because these comments have been directly correlated towards my appearance. and my body, and I have had issues, like struggled with my body image and feeling like I'm overweight, all these things. And so the comments that have come through, I don't have that negative like emotion inside. I've literally taken it and I've been grateful for that person for
Wow.
showing how much I've grown, because I'm like, wow, I don't even feel affected by it. I have just laughed at the comments. I've deleted them, and then I've just energetically wished them well, because I understand that they only are doing what they're doing because of how they feel internally inside. So I'm obviously a trigger for them, and I'm okay with triggering people because I know that triggering is a way to grow. So it's
Whoa.
been really beautiful.
I have chills all over, and I need to do that. Wait, which recording was it? Fear of
Oh,
success, right?
yes, yes, that one has
Oh
been.
man, I am gonna go do that for 90 days because I'm not even 100% there with the comments. I'm so proud of you. That is massively amazing. And I, I'm so much better than I ever was. And I think that what you're expressing is sort of an indication of like, if life is just a game, just a joyful game, then these little messages are nothing other than proof of how far I've come. That's
Mhm.
all they exist for. Otherwise, they're completely meaningless. They're
Mhm.
just proving to me my growth and how amazing. And I'd say I feel that way about 95% of comments, and then 5% are still like, "Arr." So
Mhm.
that's great news too. That means I need to go back and listen to that for 90 days. That's a great one to highlight. I'm going to share that with more folks because we tend to share that as a series, but you're right, as individual recordings, they can really be gems if you commit to one for a long period.
Yeah, I just feel every single day, I just feel just good. So the fact that I'm just talking to you and it's like I've been going to sleep to your voice for like 2 years now, it's been, it's kind of a surreal moment. And I remember being even at Vortex Fest last year, and I was like really bummed you weren't
I
able, like you didn't end up making it.
know.
And one of the girls that I met there that actually has become like a really close person in my life right now, she was like, oh my gosh, what do you think of hypnosis? Because she said she had resistance to it. And I was like, oh girl, I love this. I was like, you're gonna love this when we have Grace Smith and she comes out here. And then it was announced that you weren't going to be there, but either way, like we all sat there and did this, like, whatever the audio was that
Yeah.
you had for that event. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, this is the lady I go to sleep to. Like I was having
Oh,
this feeling, and it was just really cool. So this is just amazing. Yeah.
oh,
Amazing way to start my morning.
oh, good. It's amazing for me too. It's funny when I started, I've been a hypnotherapist 11 years now. So when I first started and I had no following whatsoever, and it was a complete career change, I had what would be perceived as a fairly prestigious corporate career that people would be like, oh, that's neat and fun, and switched to become a hypnotherapist, which was so weird 11 years ago. And the thing I was most concerned about when I would get most triggered was if a person I went to high school with saw it. It wasn't the new people I was meeting, and it wasn't even the people I'd work with in my 20s. It was all the people from grade school and high school.
Mhm.
Because for me, my town was so small, those were all the same people. And that goes to show you, I mean, my subconscious was formed in the years where I knew them. And, I knew when they were mean, and I knew when they weren't supportive, and I knew when they were snarky and catty. And so my mind could just come up with all the ways that they were getting together and judging me.
Mhm.
And it's funny how that can happen, and what a gift it was to myself when I finally was able to release that and just plow forward. And I
Mhm.
imagine there's millions of people who have the same experience where they want to do something new, or they want to talk about something that they love, and they're not doing it for fear of what the kids that they haven't spoken to in 20 years that they grew up with in grade school think about it. I think it's a natural reaction, but it's not a helpful one. And
Yes.
it's so awesome to know we can totally get over it.
Clear that. Yeah, it's like a new profound sense of freedom of just not caring about what any of those people are thinking, because I feel the same exact way, just that feeling of like all these people that know me personally, and then here I am doing what I'm doing and sharing what I'm sharing. And yeah, it's been difficult because there has been like, not much of the support or understanding. Like my family, they don't understand like what it is that I'm doing and all of that. So I'm having to just have compassion and love for them and respecting where they are at with their own subconscious programming, but
Yep.
also having the healthy boundaries as well,
Good.
to be able to continue on with what I'm doing and not allowing, their opinions of me. Because what is it? But because the only opinion is about me that matter are my own. I love
Yes.
that's my favorite thing from that audio. Absolutely love it.
Oh, that's so good. I just got chills again. So, do you have time to tell me more about, where are you based? What do you do in the world other than the things I've seen? What's your background?
Absolutely. So was born and raised in Washington State, over near Seattle area. So I was in a little town called Tri-Cities, had three cities, so Kennewick, Richland, and Pasco. So I grew up there. And then 2020, my husband and I basically manifested moving out here to Oceanside, California.
Wow.
We came out and visited in 2019, and we absolutely loved it. We made a vision board, and things just aligned and worked great, and we ended up moving out here. So since then before I moved out here, I was working for Amazon. I was a moderator for social media.
Wow.
So that's what I was doing. I was unable to transfer though out here, so I had to leave. And so, to be honest with you, what I have been doing, because I kind of was like, I can't do this like 9 to 5 stuff anymore. I'm working for somebody else. So I actually do the delivery driving stuff on the side while I'm trying to get my business up and running. So I've got um, like the DoorDash and the Uber, that kind of thing. So it's like just doing that, being self-employed and doing things on my own time. And actually my husband and I both do that. And we made more in this last year than we did working for somebody else, just doing that.
Wow.
So that's been what I've been doing. And then I've been just working really hard at working through the things that have kind of held me back to get to where I want to be. And I have got this really big calling to want to help people with building a better relationship with money and their finances. And so I'm actually doing the money blocks, uh, hypnosis audio as of right now is what
Oh,
I've been doing.
amazing.
But I've been actively working on it for a couple of years now. So where I was before to where I'm at now, I really do feel the confident enough to help somebody else with it. It's just a matter of taking the time and getting everything together and doing all the things. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now in life.
Very,
So
very cool. So I want to show you a real life manifestation of your money blocks. I haven't even
okay.
told anyone this yet, but very recently I just lost a very dear friend. Her name was Esme St. James, and she started off as a one-on-one client of mine, and then she came to our school. And then in the last year, she's been quite sick with cancer, and we had a number of sessions together. And then I just found a couple days ago that she passed away. And she was such a bright light. And so are you. And I'm going to endow an Esme St. James scholarship to our school. And I want you to be the first recipient.
Oh my gosh.
So there's no pressure to join soon because I know you've got a lot on your plate. So there's no expiration date, but you are exactly the type of person we want at our school, and Esme would love you.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm sure she saw your posts because, I always share when you share,
Yeah.
and I'm sure she liked them. So, yeah, I was so excited to announce it, and I just know in my heart that you're the first recipient.
Oh my gosh.
So we will be so thrilled to have you as our newest student when the time is right for you. We open the doors every 3 months or so. And you'll know in your heart when that time is right. It could be July, it could be next month, or it could be down the line, but it's here waiting for you. And what's so beautiful about abundance and manifesting it is it's not always cold hard cash, right? Sometimes it's
Yes.
opportunities opening, and look what you did. We wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for you committing to
Absolutely.
this.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you know what's really interesting about what you just said? I was actually when I was speaking with you a couple days ago, I was actually just finished up doing my own little prosperity bath ritual, the bubble bath ritual that I do.
Yes.
I had literally just finished like doing that. And then all that transpired just in the conversation with you. And I was just like blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is not a coincidence. I just looked up at the like I was like, thank you, universe. Like just so amazing. So oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a synchronicity. It's meant to be, right? I don't even believe in coincidences anymore, and I really know that you did this. And I'll let the team know you're the first recipient. So
Oh my,
when you are ready to claim your scholarship, you just reach out and we'll get you enrolled in the school. And I know you're going to be amazing.
oh
It
my
would be such a
gosh.
dream of mine if it resonates for you to join our team at the end and provide sessions
Oh
because we
my God.
allow our team members to also build their own businesses so you don't have to choose.
I did see that. I'm on your mailing list too,
Oh,
so I see,
good.
I see the
That's
emails and whatnot.
awesome.
So, oh my gosh, I just want to say thank you so much. Like this is like the very unexpected, this whole entire everything, but I do believe that I manifested this. So it's
Good.
really beautiful. And yeah, I don't, I'm like at a loss for words. So this is just amazing. Thank you for making my morning, my day, like, oh my gosh.
Of course, Essence. Well, thank you for everything. I'm sending you so much love. I'm rooting you on, and you're going to know that every night when you press play.
Yes, I will. Oh my gosh.
All right. You have a
Okay.
magnificent day. Thank you for
You
everything.
too.
Talk
Okay,
soon.
bye.
Bye.